Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Inside Out Smile. I'm your host, Dr. Amber Q, and today I'd like to explore the profound joy that lies in the simplicity of daily life and the act of serving others. I feel that it's really important to look at how to find happiness in everyday life because I speak about this on the podcast all the time, but really helping others can really transform our outlook on life. And this has been proven by research. And it's really interesting because recently I was listening to Ali Abidal's, I think it was his latest podcast episode, his latest YouTube. And in it, he was speaking about how he's done the whole digital nomad lifestyle. And I'm not sure how long he did that for. But he was essentially saying he had all these aspirations in terms of business and traveling. And now he's married, he's expecting a child, and he's just enjoying simple sort of life. And I think his wife has said, so he's a doctor and his wife's also a doctor. And they were both saying that, helping others in a way that creates flow, I guess, for them is really sort of beautiful for them, and they feel that that's their purpose in life. And I think that for myself, I certainly find, I was in agreement with them because I find, and I've spoken about this many times, how small intentional moments, whether that's a morning walk, cooking a meal or chatting, can bring really deep fulfillment. And I think that it's really important to be present in these moments. So, for example, last week, one of my best friends popped down from the States and we basically went on a long weekend away to beautiful mansion, stately home, hotel / spa, which also has a lot of historical, I guess, value to it. And it was just such a wonderful time. But instead of taking photos, etc., we just really savoured the time. And it was just really wonderful. We went through a maze. We kind of got lost in the maze, by the way. But we managed not to get panicked. And we found our way out. And we went on a long hike. And we had the fire on in our room. It was just amazing. We had some really lovely meals, but we also spent half a day. Well, not half a day, but we spent several hours. Actually, it probably was half a day in a suite with beautiful views, just chatting in front of the fire. And it was so gorgeous. Just the simple pleasures. We ordered room service and it was just wonderful. I had tomato soup and French fries, and she had French fries and chicken, and it was just wonderful. We had so much fun. We just noticed all the details in the suites and the view and the fire, and we just really were engrossed, I think, within our surroundings. We were delighted, and we just totally submerged ourselves in that present moment. And it was wonderful. We just loved it. And it was just literally that simple pleasure. We had drinks. It was just so much fun. And I wonder, I don't know, if you think about your own life and finding happiness through appreciating your routine or any simple joy in your life, I bet you that will really uplift you. And I think that part of enjoying the present moment is really helping those around you, whether it's through a small or larger commitment, I think that just really creates a ripple effect of joy and connection. And there's so many ways of incorporating service within your daily life. Volunteering, helping a neighbour, or just being a good listener for a friend or even a stranger. And I feel that this is something that we have been taught in the past, but certainly the psychological and emotional benefits of those actions have been backed by studies on compassion and empathy. So there's lots of evidence base behind that. And we know that there are people who have transformed their own life and their own community by dedicating themselves to kindness. I don't know if you can think of someone in your sort of local area, but I think, the sort of that intersection of gratitude, joy and service really helps us to recognize the good that is around us. And in terms of gratitude, obviously we've spoken, I'm sure in the past, about about journaling, gratitude jars, and just expressing gratitude or thanks to others, because when you do that, the person who's even listening really benefits from it as well. So yeah, I think it's just wonderful. It's just beautiful. And I think that, just anchoring yourself in positivity and intention is a wonderful thing. But of course, it's always a question of balance. You cannot serve others without neglecting your own deeds. I love this saying that I heard years ago, which was, you can't burn yourself to warm others. I really love that. And so I think it is important to set boundaries and practice self-care when we're helping to essentially serve others. And I think one thing that I've always loved to do is to just focus on one sort of simple joy, gratitude for that, and one act of service that you can do. I quite often say, if I do something and someone's like, oh my gosh, I'll be like, hey, that's my good deed of the day, and that's how I feel. And I don't know sort of if you can think of your own acts of service or moments of joy, because the thing is that joy and meaning can be found in the small everyday moments and the connections that you create. And when we do that, we are uplifted, inspired and empowered. And we do that for the recipient as well. So the person that we are serving feels uplifted, inspired and empowered. I think it's just wonderful, isn't it? To find happiness in your own life while making an impact, a positive impact on others. I think it's so beautiful. So until the next episode, let's all create connection and not just change lives, but save lives.